Chapter 5. The War to Annihilate Song. Northern Region, Tiger Pen Pass. Inside Tiger Pen Pass, soldiers hustled and bustled, creating an atmosphere of tension. In charge of Tiger Pen Pass was a civil official in his 50s, with deep lines on his face that hinted at years of experience and wisdom. This man was named Guqin, known for his strategic mind and ability to lead troops effectively. Guqin was currently studying the maps and intelligence reports laid out on a large wooden table in his command tent. His eyes, filled with a sense of responsibility, scanned the details of the impending situation. General Guqin, our scouts report that the enemy forces led by General Gao Xianzi are advancing steadily toward Tiger Pen Pass, a young officer reported. Guqin nodded, his expression remaining calm. Prepare the troops for defense. We must hold Tiger Pen Pass at all costs, send messengers to our allies for reinforcements, and keep a vigilant eye on the enemy's movements. As the officers executed his orders, Guqin couldn't shake off the feeling that the current conflict had more layers than met the eye. He sensed a hidden force at play, orchestrating events behind the scenes. Meanwhile, in the south, in the bustling city of Song, another plan was unfolding. Chapter 5. Operation Annihilation of Song. Song Kingdom, Song City. Gu Hai and Gu Han walked along a busy street in Song City, observing the passing pedestrians. Adoptive father. Our next shop is just ahead. They are our own people. Gu Han smiled as he introduced. Gu Hai nodded, looking around and sighed. Song City. It hasn't changed much over the years. Adoptive father, I heard that you used to lead armies and were unbeatable. Even facing a group of remnants and defeated soldiers, you could quickly expand and become invincible. Why did you leave elder brother in charge of Hulao Pass while you came here? Gu Han inquired with curiosity. Gu Hai shook his head. Gao Xianzi is not simple. To defeat him with 100,000 troops at Hulao Pass would take an extremely long time. However, time is precisely what I lack now. Time. Adoptive father. How long would it take if you organized your forces at Hulao Pass to defeat the Song army? Gu Han asked. 1 year. 1 year. Is that considered long? Gu Hai shook his head. If I lead the troops, I've never been afraid of anyone. Victory is inevitable sooner or later. This time, Clear River sect agreed so readily to my request. There must be a significant figure watching this battlefield. That's why they let the secular world fight their own war in such a theatrical manner. My concern is that if it takes too long, that influential figure might lose patience and leave. Then, whether Clear River sect can fulfill its promise is uncertain. What? Adoptive father? Hasn't the sect leader already written a promise? Gu Han exclaimed. Gu Hai sneered. Did you forget what I told you? Such promises are only honored when both parties are equal in strength or status. In situations where there's a vast difference in strength and status, these promises are just a joke. Maybe the sect leader will keep it. Or maybe they won't even care. I understand. In such cases, these promises are only respected when both parties are on an equal footing. In situations where there's a vast difference in strength and status, these promises are just a joke. Maybe the sect leader will keep it. Or maybe they won't even care, Gu Han said solemnly. Gu Hai nodded. Now I am leveraging the influence of that significant figure. So, before that person leaves, we need to get everything done to fulfill the promise. Got it. Gu Han felt a weight in his heart. However, adoptive father, the morale in Song Kingdom is excellent now. The unity between the monarch, ministers, people, and the military is unbreakable. It's like a solid iron plate, and the morale is soaring. This is an irreversible force. Adoptive father, in these past 2 days, you've been reviewing those documents. Have you come up with a solution? Gu Han expressed concern. If they are united, then sow discord among them. If the monarch and ministers are united, create a rift between them. If the ministers and people are united, create discord between them. If the people and the military are united, create conflict between them. Gu Hai said in a deep voice. Oh, what do you plan to do, adoptive father? Gu Han's eyes lit up. I've already devised a plan. Let's call it the Annihilation of Song Plan. Since the hearts of the monarch, ministers, people, and the military in Song Kingdom are aligned, we will dismantle them one by one, shatter the morale of the military, disrupt the unity of the people, create conflicts between ministers, and sow discord between the monarch and ministers. I want them to fall apart one after another, causing chaos and destruction in Song Kingdom until it collapses naturally. Gu Hai declared solemnly. The Annihilation of Song Plan. Adoptive father, what's the strategy? Gu Han asked eagerly. I've almost finalized a plan. Let's call it the Annihilation of Song Plan. Since the hearts of the monarch, ministers, people, and the military in Song Kingdom are aligned, we will dismantle them one by one, shatter the morale of the military, disrupt the unity of the people, create conflicts between ministers, and sow discord between the monarch and ministers. I want them to fall apart one after another, causing chaos and destruction in Song Kingdom until it collapses naturally. Gu Hai said seriously. Oh, Gu Han's eyes lit up. However, adoptive father, the current morale in Song Kingdom is excellent, with the king and ministers united, the people and the military in harmony. It's like an unbreakable iron plate. The morale is sky high. Have you figured out a way? Gu Han worriedly asked. If the king and ministers are united, then sow discord between them. If the ministers and people are united, create a rift between them. If the people and the military are united, create conflict between them. We will dismantle the unity of Song Kingdom step by step, shatter the morale of the military, disrupt the harmony of the people, create discord between ministers, and sow conflict between the king and ministers. I want them to fall apart one after another, causing chaos and destruction in Song Kingdom until it collapses naturally. Gu Hai declared with determination. Adoptive father, what do you plan to do? Gu Han's eyes sparkled. The plan is ready. Call it the Annihilation of Song Plan. We need an opportunity and someone to execute it. Tomorrow, you'll host a gathering and invite some of the people I've chosen to the Chon Mansion. I'll observe them carefully, Gu Hai explained. Understood, Gu Han nodded. As they continued walking and talking on the street, a sudden commotion broke out in the distance. Ah, get out of the way. Don't block the path. Move, boom. In the front, chaos erupted, and pedestrians hurriedly fled. About 20 horses galloped quickly, each rider dressed in luxurious clothing. Crack, ah, with a crisp sound and a scream. A man who was relatively slow to escape had his leg crushed under a horse's hoof, causing him intense pain. Boom, the 20 horses maintained their speed, heading straight down the street. The leader, a young man with a fierce expression, seemed even more cold-eyed at the moment, as if he was displeased with something. This is the Crown Prince, Song Jiangxi, the son of the Crown Prince, who is also the son of the Sun. I have information about him in the materials I gave you. He is arrogant and domineering, causing trouble for the people of Song City, especially harassing many civilian women, Gu Han explained. He is the Crown Prince, Song Jiangxi. Gu Hai squinted his eyes. Move, get out of the way. Song Jiangxi whipped his horse, charging forward. Boom. Another man was sent flying by Song Jiangxi's black horse. Gu Han caught the man who had been knocked away. Thank you. Go to the pharmacy and see if there's a doctor. Check if the bone is broken, Gu Han instructed. Yes, thank you. Ouch. It seems like I really got hurt. Thank you both. I'll leave now. The man expressed his gratitude and left, wincing in pain. Gu Han then looked at Gu Hai, and at this moment, Gu Hai was watching the receding figure of Song Jiangxi, his brows slightly furrowed. Heavy scent of blood. Oh, the hem of Song Jiangxi's clothes has some fresh bloodstains. No, even those 20 guards of his have more or less bloodstains on them, and there's a trace of burning on their bodies. Immediately send someone to investigate where they went before," Gu Hai said in a deep voice. "Yes," Gu Han responded. 2 hours later, Gu Han and Gu Hai arrived at a secluded village outside Song City. Standing at the entrance of the small village, both Gu Hai and Gu Han had solemn expressions. In the village with a dozen households, one stood out as relatively larger. However, now it had been reduced to rubble. A fire had swept through, leaving almost nothing behind. There was a burnt signboard with 2 characters still barely recognizable: Lin Mansion. "Go and see if there are any survivors," Gu Han ordered the 7 or 8 guards behind him. "Yes, boom." The group of guards quickly moved forward, searching among the ruins. Soon, charred bodies were carried out. No traces of ash in their mouths. They were killed first and then burned. One guard reported, "Family head, there's someone alive here." Another guard called out. "Oh," the crowd immediately gathered. In the ruins of Lin Mansion, a blackened man weakly moved. A sword stabbed through the heart. "And he's still alive," Gu Han exclaimed in surprise. "No, this person's heart is on the right side. So he miraculously survived," Gu Hai said in a low voice. The guards quickly cleared the ashes from the man's mouth and nose and poured some water into his mouth. Cough, 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 cough. With weak coughs, the man opened his eyes, looking around in confusion. As his eyes met the scene of devastation, he realized the extent of the destruction. "Sister, sister, sister." The man seemed to have gone mad, searching frantically around him. "All the bodies are outside," Gu Han sighed lightly. The man quickly crawled outside, searching carefully. Finally, he found a scorched woman. His sister had a wound on her head, blood dripping from it. Her clothes were disheveled, and there was a bloody hole in her body. Despite his frantic shaking, the woman had already lost her life. "Sister, sister, you can't die, sister." The man continued shaking his sister's lifeless body, but his sister had already breathed her last. Song Jiangxi. The man hugged his sister's body, painfully howling. "Adoptive father, I've already investigated. This place is the residence of Gao Xianzi's vanguard, Lin Chong," Gu Han explained. "Vanguard under Gao Xianzi, Lin Chong." Gu Hai looked at the agonized man and said gravely, "Most powerful figures are like this. This tragedy isn't unique to this place. Even the Crown Prince has been involved more than once. However, due to their prestigious status, such incidents are suppressed by those in power. This time, it won't be long before officials come to cover up this matter. It's just that this time, General Gao Xianzi has stopped marching after hearing that you, adoptive father, are stationed at Hulao Pass." Gu Han shook his head. Gu Hai furrowed his brows deeply. "Cancel tomorrow's gathering. No need to look for anyone else, since we've encountered him. It's Song Jiangxi. The sins he has committed will eventually come back to haunt him. Adoptive father, do you want to use Song Jiangxi as bait? Do you want him dead?" Gu Han's expression changed. "No, I want him alive." Gu Hai's eyes had a trace of icy coldness. One day later, in a small estate outside Song City, Gu Hai, commanding a group of servants, was attaching messages to a large number of pigeons. Gu Han stood in front of Gu Hai, holding a stack of papers, with the first one bearing the words "Annihilation of Songplan." "Adoptive father, Little Butterfly's younger brother, has already joined our merchant caravan and is on his way to the front lines. It shouldn't be long before he reaches Lin Chong's location," Gu Han said. "One little butterfly not enough. Next, gather all the evidence of Song Jiangxi's crimes and the tragic situations of military personnels, families from all over. Even if there is none, make some. Do not harm anyone. Just let them disappear for a while. When the war is over, let them reappear," Gu Hai said in a deep voice. "Adoptive father, rest assured. However, news from the front line suggests that Gao Xianzi has heard about you being stationed at Hulao pass and has already halted his march. Gu Hon proudly reported. No, Gao Xianzi is a resourceful tactician. He's not one to shy away from risks. The news of him stopping his march is just a cover. If I'm not mistaken, at this moment, he has quietly arrived at Hulao Pass with a group of elite soldiers, Gu Hai said in a low voice. Oh, Gu Hon looked surprised. Gu Qin should be able to hold on for a while on that side. Therefore, during this time, we must quickly eliminate his 800,000 troops, Gu Hai said in a solemn voice. After reading Adoptive Father's Annihilation of Song plan, the first battle will shake their military morale. Gu Han's eyes flashed with admiration. Release these pigeons. The annihilation of Song begins, Gu Hai declared. Boom. The bird cages opened, and a large group of pigeons soared into the sky, heading north.